Input and output to file or from file is easy, but of course, something that's easy comes with a catch, because there are disadvantages to this simple scheme. The first thing is that it is lack of control. Everything is either written to file or read from file. The more proper way to write to and or read from file is by using the dedicated file IO functions that we mentioned in the first few slides just now, fprintf and fscanf. So how to do the proper way of writing or reading from files? There are a few steps. The first one is to open the file. Before a file can be written into or read from, it must be opened first. In computer science terminology, this just means that we assign a pointer or reference to a location in hard disk. This is the syntax. The function that we call is fopen. The return is a pointer. This asterisk does not mean multiplication, but it is a pointer. Pointer to what? Pointer to a structure named file. We don't get the file itself because the file itself will be maintained by the operating system, the Windows, for example. And the function will need two inputs, the file name, where to save to, and what is the mode. Is it saving or reading, or is it pending? And just like printf and scanf, you cannot call fopen if you don't include stdio. So you need to include stdio.h before you can call fopen, including if you are calling this function from a GUI program. So file name is the file that we want to read or write, and the mode is either R, W, or A, or a combination of these three, RW or WR or RWA, and so on, depending on the kind of IO that we want. Either we want to read only, write only, or is it read and write. If read and write, then we can put RW in string. You need to put string, means in between double quote. If the file is successfully opened, the pointer to structure file will be returned to the caller, and that is the resource to be used when writing or reading from the file. Example, we open the file. The file that we open is simdata.txt. For example, we want to write to this simulation file. So this is how we assign it. So now my data is pointing to the file where we are going to write to. Next, we can write to file. If the file was open for writing, then to write to it, we use fprintf. Syntax, fprintf, of course, will be very similar to printf, except two differences. The first one, of course, is started with f, indicating that this is file IO, not normal console IO. And the first parameter, or the first input to the function, is the file pointer just now. And then followed by the normal input that we give to printf. The format is like %d and then what you want to print, everything. And all the percent will still be the placeholder for the output that comes from the variable that we list out after the format string. So file pointer is the pointer obtained from fopen. Format and value are exactly the same as printf, except now the output will go into the text file. Which text file? The text file pointed by the file pointer we get from fopen and can be viewed using a text editor like Notepad. That was for writing. Next is for reading. If the file was open for reading, then to read from it, we use fscanf. Syntax similar to scanf, and the difference are the same also. It starts with F to indicate that this is file IO, and the first parameter we give to fscanf is also the file pointer, and then the rest are the same, just like the regular scanf. File pointer is the pointer obtained from fopen, and format and value are exactly the same as scanf, except now the input will come from text file that can be prepared using a text editor like Notepad, not from keyboard anymore. So before we read or write, just now we need to open the file. So the last thing we need to do is to close the file. Once reading and writing processes finish, the user needs to perform the cleaning up process by closing the file. In computer science terminology, this just means that we invalidate the file pointer. Invalidate means the pointer is not pointing to the file anymore. And then we flush anything that is still not written or still not read from the file. It's either flush out or flush in. The function is simple. It is fclose, and then we give the input of the file pointer that we obtain from fopen. So that is it, what you need to know about file reading and writing. We may want to have some exercise on it, but mainly for this course, we would like you to prove your skill in writing to file in your GUI project.